It's Southport. We remember the game at Field Mill to know just how dangerous they can be.
Well, they've been up there all season. It's not a flash in the pan. They're good at what they do, and we've got to be on our mettle to get the result up there.
They're like us in a lot of ways, though, aren't they? They're good on their travels, but at home, probably a worse record.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Because Leeds put a decent side together there. And they're up there. And I would have thought that they'll stop up there. They play a certain way and hard to deal with, and you've got to go there. Or when you play against them, you've got to make sure you're on your mettle because they're good at what they do.
You can use stats whichever way you like, but one that is favourable for Mansfield is no away league defeat since Gateshead, and that's a fantastic run, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, holistically, if you look at us, I know people have got disappointed after Saturday's result, none more so than me. But in the greater scheme of things, you've got to look. We've only lost 4 league games all season. Our biggest problem has been drawing games. And if we in those drawn games, I realistically do believe that we should have won at least half of them. So we've got to start sort of turning the. Well, one, we've got to turn the defeat on Saturday into a positive result on this Saturday, and we've got to start turning some of the draws into the wins in the second half of the season. If we did get a good result on Saturday, we go into the halfway stage of the season. If we got a draw, stroke win, we go in there between sort of 37 and sort of 39, stroke 40 points, which is a decent tally for the halfway mark. So we're on track to where I'd like us to be.
And of course, after Southport is that Christmas doubleheader for York, and that shows just how big these 3 games coming up are.
Well, we've got 4 big games. If you look at Forest Green just after, we played 4 teams now that are above us in the table. And I sort of genuinely believe we're usually better when we're playing teams that are above us, or the so-called bigger clubs than us. So yeah, 4 massive games for us, and it's what you want over the Christmas period. We want games that are going to be really competitive and are going to mean something. And like I say, if we come through the Christmas period, with some decent results and decent point tally, then we start the second half of the season on the front foot.
What sort of game are you expecting from Southport on Saturday?
Exactly the same as it was at home. It's goals win games. And if you look at the Southport game, we had 2 great chances in the first 15 minutes to probably go 1, maybe 2-0 up. And then I think, judging from what I can remember, all 3 goals were from set pieces, from long throws into the box and corners. So the one thing that we've got to do, we've got to defend better as a unit. And the one thing we do in every game is that we create chances. So we've got to start sticking them away. And if we do that, we're not a bad side. We're not a bad side at all. We've just got to make sure that we're a little bit more consistent on Saturday in the way we defend and the way we attack.
We talked about injuries on Monday. You were saying there was a doubt over Kieran Freeman. Are you any clearer on his situation at the moment?
Yeah, Kieran's okay. Kieran's okay to play. I think the only doubt at the minute will be Joe Kendrick and Rhys Day. They're both the injuries at the minute. But apart from that, fully fit squad.
What is the latest with Kendrick? It seems this one seems to be dragging out a little bit, doesn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, it just seems to be sort of secondary injury with him. He came back from his back injury, and he took a knock on his knee in the Eastwood game. So I think it's a culmination of both at the minute. So the physio's going to have a good look at him today. And but I would have thought that him and Rhys are both definitely non-starters for Saturday.
And what's wrong with Rhys this time?
It was his trouble with his calf. We had a sort of 11 versus 11 on the pitch on Monday, and he had to pull out of that with trouble with his calf. So it's a bit unfortunate for Rhys because it just seems to be sort of one problem after the other with him. And it's a bit disappointing, not just for the club but for the lad himself. So, but we've just got to soldier on. I'm sure Rhys will at some point be fully fit and be ready to go.
You had 2 trialists here recently, Ben Hutchinson and Anto Flood. What's the latest with them?
Well, obviously we can't do anything till the sort of window opens on January. So we're speaking very closely, with those and 1 or 2 other players, to be honest, and agents, representatives, to see if we can strengthen the squad. Matt Bell's just gone out on loan to Stafford Rangers. which gets him, for one, it gets in some competitive football in, but two, frees up a little bit of money as well. But we want to, if we can, we want to strengthen in January, for a good push in the second half of the season.
Thank you.
How have things been with the players then in training? Obviously, you had them in on Sunday. Have you had any kind of feedback from them, or have they just got their heads down and?
No, I think we had a little bit of a chat, because sometimes lads don't really understand the reasons for bringing them in on the supposedly day off, and this group of players are an honest bunch, but I think they generally felt that it was just because we'd lost on Saturday, and I had to explain to them it wasn't that we'd lost, it was the manner in which we lost, and I explained to them that, even when we've lost games this season, I've backed them 100%, and the reason why that is because, the one thing I genuinely call for in all my teams is that if we're going to lose a game, we lose it properly, and we make sure that when we've left the field, that we've given every supporter or every teammate that they played with genuinely 100% commitment and desire and effort, and I just felt that on Saturday we started to play with about 20 minutes to go. Admittedly some people have said we could have really got a result in that period, but we can't afford to play for 20 minutes and expect to win football matches. So was it a punishment? It wasn't necessarily a punishment. I just felt that our standards dropped on Saturday, and we need to make sure that that's a one-off. It's not, it doesn't set in. But the lads responded. They worked hard in training. They're looking forward at knowing this group of players. I think they're looking forward to Saturday to sort of erase the FA Trophy game, and it's down to Saturday now. But I'm ready to go. Yeah, I want Saturday to come. I'm sure the players do, and like I say, weather permitting, we'll get a chance to erase Saturday.
Okay then, John, been here a few weeks now. How are you settling in at Field Mill?
Yeah, really well. There's a good bunch of lads here. The manager's very professional, so it's been going well so far. We were disappointed with Saturday's result against Droylsden. To be quite honest, I think the players let themselves down, including myself. But we'll look to put that right on Saturday, and if we can pick up 3 points at Southport, there's not really a better way of doing it.
Where do you think it went wrong on Saturday?
I think you've got to give credit to Droylsden. They were fully committed, and they're putting the bodies on the line when crosses were coming in the box and blocking shots, etc. But I think we didn't have a lot of quality. We let in 2 poor goals, and if you do that, you're giving yourself a mountain to climb, aren't you?
And the manager let you know, didn't he? That he wasn't very happy with it.
He did, yeah. He wasn't very happy at half time, and he was even worse at full time, to be quite honest. And we were in on Sunday, and we were running, to be honest, which none of the lads had a problem with. We just got on with it, and took the punishment, if that's the way you want to look at it, and hopefully move on.
Were you pleased that the manager was like that with you, because it shows that he does have a mean streak to him, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's been quite apparent, to be fair, and for all the best managers I've worked for, they've all had that in their locker, so no surprise there really. If you don't perform, you expect to be told, and as a group of players, we hold our hands up and say on Saturday we didn't.
What about Southport on Saturday? They came to Field Mill and won, so that shows that it's a difficult game for the Stags.
Yeah, I mean, I can only talk from my experience last season playing against Southport. They were in a relegation battle, but both games I played in, they were a decent side and big and strong, and put themselves about. So it's always been a hard place to go, and that'll be no different on Saturday. I'm sure the conditions will be great, and they're going well in the league. So we're probably going into the game slightly underdogs in terms of league position. But sometimes that can go in your favour, and we're confident we can go there and get something.
By rights, they should be in the Blue Square Bet North. They got a reprieve in the summer. They're taking full advantage of it, aren't they?
They have. Like I say, from my experience, they were quite a good side. But over the course of last season, they're obviously one of the worst sides on paper, looking at the league table. But they've shown that they've got good strength and depth this year, and they're going really well.
What about this Christmas period then? 4 big games coming up, and including the York double bill, which is always a tasty one.
Yeah, it's an important period, isn't it? Because you can pick up a lot of points over a short period of time, and it can make a massive difference to the league table. I'm sure all clubs will be saying that no matter what position they're in, but it's important we concentrate on ourselves, and York are another side going well. It'd be good to spoil their recent form and pick up some valuable points.
What about 2011 for you? I suppose it's been a pretty good one with what you've experienced over the last year.
It has. It's been up and down, and here, there and everywhere, travelling up and down the country. But that's what being a footballer is all about. It's important you enjoy it, you get to meet loads of new people and do something you love. So yeah, it's been really good.
You get the highs as well of promotion, and you enjoy that as well, I suppose.
Yeah, there's nothing better, winning football matches and getting medals, and I've been lucky enough to win a few things over my career at this level, and long may that continue.
And what about 2012? What would be the ideal year for you?
It'd be great to get another promotion. Whether that happens or not will remain to be seen, because there's so many clubs going for those playoff spots. It's going to be difficult, but that'd be the perfect way to end next year, or start next season in a higher division. And
get your future sorted out as well, probably a bit more concrete.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's quite an insecure job in terms of your contracts seem to always be running out. It's very rare you sign 3 or 4 year contracts like you do at the top level. So anything can happen in football, and things can happen really quickly, and you're moving around all the time. But yeah, I'm confident I can sort something out, and we'll see where that takes us.